I just ran the math on my $30 per week portfolio to see how long it would take me to retire strictly off my dividend incomes. The answer, 65 years. I'll be almost 100 years old. Honestly, I'll be blessed to live that long. That obviously isn't a retirement plan, it's a death sentence. This is a result of the dividend trap that most small investors fall into. Today, I'm showing you why I'm not hunting more for higher yields and I'm switching more to a total return roadmap. By focusing on growth and concentration, I can turn a 60+ year process to $1.3 million in just 25 years. One relies on pennies, the other relies on math. But before we look at my roadmap, we have to understand what we're going up against. So according to USA Today, the average American woman retires at 62 and the average man retires at 64. But here in Texas, where I live, the finish line is at age 65. Now, according to an article, to live a standard life here in Texas, you would need to be making about $55,780 per year. That is the benchmark. If my portfolio isn't on track to do that, then I'm not investing anymore. I'm just gambling my time. This is why the dividend only path was such a shock to me. At $30 a week, it would take me over 60 years to hit that $55,000 mark. We need a way to hit that benchmark while we're still subjectively young enough to enjoy life. But before we continue, let me know in the comments below, what specific number are you trying to hit for your portfolio and how much are you contributing every week or every month? Now, hitting that $55,000 benchmark on a $30 per week budget sounds pretty impossible, especially if we're just considering my public Robinhood portfolio alone. But I'll be a little transparent and honest, this isn't the only portfolio I have. When it comes to retirement, I have a Roth IRA that's up a few years ago and a 401k with my current employer. And after years of contributing into both of them, my portfolios together have a little over $100,000. So when talking about that $1.25 million goal, those retirement portfolios are definitely going to help, even though I do have a plan to have my Robinhood portfolio hit it by itself. Regardless, if you're starting from zero, then your timeline might be a few years longer. But the strategy of concentration is what allows somebody with even a small budget to be able to hang in there with someone else that can afford thousands of dollars every week. My portfolio at the time of this recording has grown about 17% every single year over the past 7 years. The goal is for me to be able to withdraw $55,000 from my portfolio every year while the total return continues to grow for as long as it can. Using the 4% rule, I would need to hit $1.39 million to achieve that goal, which would take me 25 years, but 17% is a lot. So let's be a little conservative. So if we drop that to a more standard 10% per year, then that would take me 12 more years, which is not bad. That's why our 8 core positions are so important. We're not looking for average growth. We're looking for the right positions that are going to help speed up that clock to whatever goal you're trying to get to. But if you want to cut an extra 7 years from that goal, invest an extra $20 per week. That's one less dinner to buy every now and then to literally get years of your life back. But the journey is definitely going to be long, especially if you're starting from zero, so you definitely have to enjoy the little wins. That's why it's a good idea to set up milestones in between where you are now and where you want to be. For example, your first milestone can be when you invest your first $1,000. This keeps you motivated to continue contributing even if you're investing with a small amount. Your second milestone, which may take you a little longer to get to, is when your dividends finally match your weekly contributions. For me, my portfolio has already achieved that goal, but it used to be very high dividend yielding, and this is 7 years in the making. And then your last milestone, for example, could be hitting your retirement goal. Again, these are just examples. You should be creating your own milestones, however many there are and whatever they are, as long as they keep you motivated to keep going no matter what. Now, there will be a point where I slowly shift my portfolio from a growth perspective to a more passive income obtaining. That strategy is something I'm probably going to hit between the ages of 35 and 40, so I'm actually a few years away, but definitely as I get closer to that 65-year mark. Right now, I want growth, so I'm going to continue to invest in growth positions. However, I do have a 6% stake in SCHD, which is a great dividend growth ETF, and it's definitely going to be the bridge between where I'm at and the goal that I want to have in the future. So with that, as I get closer to that 25-year mark, I'm slowly going to stop contributing into those high growth positions and slowly start contributing more into those high dividend and dividend growth stabilizers, again, such as SCHD. SCHD. Retirement isn't an age, it's a math problem. And you can solve that problem with weekly contributions, no matter how small. But here's a fun question. If you had to take your entire portfolio and eliminate every single position you have except for 2, and these 2 have the purpose of getting you towards that retirement goal, what will those 2 be? Make sure you leave me a comment below and let me know. And just as a hint from mine, SCHD actually would be one of the 2 that I would pick. And if you guys are interested in the other, let me know, and maybe I'll make a future video about it, especially if you can guess what the other one is. In order for me to hit any of the goals that I've been talking about, I gotta make sure that I'm feeding those 8 engines or those 8 positions within my portfolio. And if you guys are interested to see what 8 positions are helping me have that annual 17% growth, then make sure you check out this video, and I'll see you there.